then and now. True story. Hi, I'm Doug-Patterson.
I'm Wilkins Santiago.
This show is about past boxers and champions and how they were able to survive, as well as current champions handle popularity and rising stars. Wilkins is here to talk about conditioning and health as trainer with Title Boxing. We'll take call-ins about the business aspects of boxing from pals on Ron Warner. Our first guest is Henry Sugar K. Hughes. Welcome, Henry. How you doing? Henry was a past champion, and we're going to talk about what it takes to be a past champion and how you survive. So, Henry, you've been in the boxing industry for how long?
Well over 20 years.
What age did you start at?
I started boxing. I started at 14, and I think I had my first fight when I was 15.
What inspired you to get into boxing?
Well, I always thought I was athletic, and I played baseball and football first, and I wanted something more of an individual contact thing. So I had a brother who was at the gym boxing. I said, I want to try that. So I went to the gym, and it was on after that.
You know, getting into boxing and being a past champion, you've won numerous titles. What kind of titles have you won?
I started out, the first title I won was the Junior Olympics when I was 15. And with the boxing part, one other great thing about that is I had a chance to travel. I won the Junior Olympics, and I was lucky enough to win the National Golden Gloves.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times. That's unheard of. 3 times. Yes.
Yeah, boy.
And I was invited to the Olympic trials, but I didn't make the Olympic team. I lost in the finals.
You lost in the finals Olympics. What year was that?
That was 1984.
1984. Now, when they talk about boxing, Henry, they talk about southpaws, and then they talk about guys who are orthodox. How do you box? What's your style?
Orthodox. I'm a right-hand boxer.
You're right-hand boxer. Wilkins, when you say right-hand boxers, what do they do? What's the difference between right-hand boxers and the southpaws, or how you position yourself? You was a boxer yourself over the years.
Yeah, well, as an orthodox fighter, everything leads off that jab, which is your left side. You try to set the best shots as possible behind the right hand, which is the killer shot, as Henry Hughes would know. Everything else plays off of angles, depending on your approach on how you take it inside that ring. Everybody comes at different angles, so everything's about timing when you're inside there. What were some of your greatest fights you remember?
Some of the greatest fights that I remember was, one in particular was in 1980. That's when at the Olympic trials, and I felt that I won the fight. I won't say I was robbed. I felt that I won the fight, so I lost a decision. And then the following year, 1981, I was able to meet the same guy in the Golden Gloves in the Nationals for the finals. And it was no question. I didn't leave no question answer.
You said, don't leave it to the judges, huh?
The judges, man, and that was one of my biggest victories, to come back and after the Olympic trials, to come back and win that National Golden Glove.
Nice.
And after that, it was pretty much on.
So was he an orthodox fighter or a southpaw?
Yeah, he was an orthodox fighter.
Okay. How did you feel going in there with him, knowing that you had already taken defeat in the year prior?
I feel confident, and no disrespect. I said, I know I'm going to win this fight. You know what I mean? I just made a couple of adjustments, and the fight was easy.
You want to speak on some of those adjustments you made that you felt carried you to that win in the fight?
Yeah, because the first time we fought, like I said, it was in 1980 Olympic trials. When I looked at it, I fought the wrong fight. He was more of a brawler. And I chose to then fight toe-to-toe with him. Nice. So toe-to-toe, both you throwing punches, you throwing the same amount of punches. Throwing the same amount of punches, same amount of punches. So my trainer at that time, Clint Martin, the following year when we fought in 1981, he said, look, Shug, you need to outbox this dude. Being toe-to-toe, y'all changing punches. You can outbox him, hit and not get hit. Okay. So in 81, I don't even think he touched me maybe 4 or 5 times.
Big
I'm
change.
serious. Yeah, so I kind of boxed and moved and giving them angles. I didn't let him touch me.
So by the sounds of it, sounds like your strength and conditioning was up to par that year, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Felt good going in there?
Oh yeah, feel good. Yeah.
And strength and conditioning is very important. We're going to talk about that a little later on when we talk to Wilkins Santiago concerning health issue. But you know, as you became back in those days when you was winning all those titles, Henry, you were very popular. Everybody wanted to know you. Everybody wanted to rub elbows with you, and the popularity has gone away. How have you been able to handle it? What are you doing currently now?
Right now, I work for the city right now, but
City of Cleveland?
City of Cleveland Water
Okay.
Department.
Okay.
I work for the city, but like you said, once the popularity go away, sometimes it don't go totally away. People still, you be surprised. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You that boxer, you that boxer.
Okay.
But even in life, you got to know, you got to deal with reality.
Okay.
Everything's not going to be the same all the time. You know what I mean? So that's one way of looking at that.
Okay, so when the popularity went away, you still knew that you had to do other things in life. And the popularity is still there now. Some people still recognize you. In fact, I referee one of the fights. We talk about it all the time. We did a fight here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I was refereeing the fight. You had a big gash over your eye, and I knew you as a friend, and I had to go in there and referee that fight. And you said, please don't stop this fight at the Armory downtown for the title. And I said, oh man, you got a gap over your eye. Usually when you get a gap over your eye, if it's to the side, the blood goes to the down here. But if you come straight down, and he had a gap here, I said, Henry, I can't let you go on. He was like, please, please. I said, I know how to get out of this one. I called the doctor. I said, you come up here and take a look at it. Then it's in your hand. And once I give it to the doctor handles it, and the doctor let him fight. And then did we finish the fight, or did he actually stop it?
We finished fight one.
Finished the fight. So that did take you determination. He did not want to give up. And he didn't give up on life neither. Neither should you. Just a former boxer, Sugar K. Hughes, Henry Sugar K. Hughes. And right now you work for the Water Department, Cleveland. So you moved on to your life. And how you enjoy the new life right now?
Man, it's wonderful.
Do you still come to some of the fights?
I still come to some of the fights and have fun doing that.
And he's going to be at some of the fights at King of the Ring Boxing, which is November 21st at LaSalle. We're going to talk about that later. So, Henry, being a champion yourself, I'm sure you met other champions. What champions have you actually met together?
Traveled with, this is back in the day, Mark Breeden,
Okay.
Evander Holyfield,
Okay.
Mike Tyson, who just recently came in maybe in March. He
Okay.
came here for his thing about his life. So I was fortunate to go out there, and after it was over with, we chopped it up, we was talking and cooking.
Henry, I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show. Wilkins, you have any other questions you'd like to talk to this past champion who's still a 3-time national champion?
Oh, definitely. Henry, what I wanted to ask you was, now that boxing, we're bringing it to a different level with these amateur kids out here now, displaying their, showcasing their talent. How do you feel about these upcoming prospects coming out in the amateur?
It's kind of, how do I want to put it? I'm looking forward to seeing them. I just hope, and the ones that I would talk to, I tell them to be dedicated.
Yes.
Don't half do this, half do that. Just, you know what I mean? If that's what you want to do the right things. And just do the right things in life.
Mm-hmm.
Eat right, get the proper rest, and diet is very, very important, especially being an athlete, but in particular being a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
You got to eat right, get the proper rest, you know what I mean? So, and then that's sacrifice. And if you want to sacrifice, you want to get it, that's what you'll get.
Well, we talked to Henry Hughes, who was the past champion. Coming up, we're going to talk about the current champions and how they handle popularity. You're on Boxing Then and Now, the true story. I'm Doug Patterson.
I'm Wilkins Santiago.
And we'll be right back to you. If you want to sponsor or advertise on this show, call me, Doug Patterson, at 216-543-2903. That's 216-543-2903. Boxing Then and Now, the true story. I'm Doug Patterson, and welcome back to Boxing Then and Now, the true story. No, we talked about past champions, but what about current champions? Now, being a current champion, you're dealing with a lot of popularity, and we've got a current champion right here. His name is Akeem Robinson. Hello, Akeem. How you doing?
Good.
Okay, let's talk about being a current champion. How long have you been into boxing? What age did you start boxing?
I started boxing at the age of 4 or 5. I always wanted to box ever since I was young. when I was growing up, it was just like, this is what I want to do.
So what inspired you to get into boxing?
What inspired me to get into boxing was me always watching Pernell. He's a
Whitaker?
boxer. Yeah,
Pernell Whitaker?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet
And I always wanted to have a slip game like him. And ever since I was watching him, I was like, yeah, I want to be just like that. But you know, every boxer boxes different, so but I still wanted to.
Well, I see as a current champion, you have a few belts here, not a lot of them, but a few belts. Tell us some of the belts. What are these belts?
So this one right here, this is actually a real WBC belt that I won back in Cincinnati. $1,200 is worth $1 million. I actually looked it up.
Let the people see that.
Yeah. Yup.
Wow, there you go. Nice.
Now this one, I won in Missouri in 2019. This is where I won at the National Silver Gloves in Independence, Missouri. So this is a ringside belt right here. This one actually won in Hometown Heroes back in West Virginia. This was a tough fight right here. Yo, and then these two, King of the Ring boxing, I won twice. This one I won in 2018.
King of the Ring.
Yep. And I won this one in 2019.
Wow, being a champion, being a champion, winning all those belts, I'm sure you got popularity with your neighbors, your friends, your relatives. Tell us about how you were able to deal with all this popularity. Nice looking young man, nice looking boxer, don't have a lot of bruises on your face, and them girls probably after you, your parents telling you to do this, and you got to study. Tell us, how old are you now?
14.
You're 14 now. So being a current champion and handle this popularity, how are you handling this?
You know, I just try to stay focused, keep my vision tunnel. You know, I tell everybody just to stay tuned and ask me questions here and here. And I don't like to express myself a lot, so I just try to tell them to, you know, stay tuned and stuff like that. I'm very humble, so, you know, I just try to motivate each other, like all my friends and stuff, to tell them that you can do the same thing as I'm doing. And, yeah, so, you know, it comes with it, so.
You have to be humble. So now, your style, you like Sweet Pete Whitaker, and your style is moving in and out. So
Yeah.
are you orthodox or southpaw? What are you?
Orthodox, but I'm working to fight both ways right now. So yeah, hopefully that comes together. Southpaw is a little bit challenging for me because I've been fighting orthodox all my life. So, you know, I'm gonna work to be able to switch because you know, switching is what I want to be able to do.
So Wilkins, by him doing this and shifting from one angle to the other one as far as boxing, conditioning as far as limiting your legs and shifting your weight and so forth, that's important too. How would you relate that to title boxing that could probably help you?
Well, it's very important. First and foremost, before I get into that, I know what he's talking about when he speaks on being orthodox and switching to southpaw. Me being a fighter myself, I kind of went in that direction as well. I learned southpaw as a young kid. I'm originally an orthodox fighter. It definitely throws the other side of the ring of the guy off.
Yeah.
So it's a plus in a way, and it has its negative as well. But you know, he's a young, talented fighter who looks like he has a lot of a lot of energy. He shows he's real humble, and he's showing that you know, he really wants this. Me myself, I'm a trainer at Title Boxing Club in Westlake. I love to help everyone. This ain't just for boxers, but just the normal human being out there that loves to stay in condition. I do strength and training classes. There are cardio boxing classes. I'd be honored to work with you guys, and I'm just humble and happy to be here with the champ. You know.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later on about title boxing when we get to your segment, which is called Getting It On. And we'll talk about things like that nature. So right now, King, what would you say your greatest and hardest fight was?
My greatest and hardest fight, I have to say, when I fought in Columbus, that was actually Eastern qualifiers, and I had to fight every day of the week.
Is that the one we did last year?
Yes.
Okay, I was doing that.
Yeah.
Columbus fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, that tournament I had to fight every day, and it was tough. And my championship fight was my hardest against Musa Robinson. That was probably my hardest fight. And you know, I was so frustrated with myself that I didn't win, but you know, I have fought every day. I put in all my work. And that following year that I fought in Louisiana is when I won. And, you know, that set the tone for me losing back in Columbus from Tennessee.
So what gym are you boxing out of now?
Team DNA Level C Boxing Club, which is Cleveland spelled backwards. So that's the
DNA Level C Boxing Club in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you boxing with now. So how do you see? Are you still currently in school? What are you doing for your schooling? Because you still got to train,
Right.
and you still got to go to school. You still got to learn the lessons. How are you able to combine both of those?
So yeah, so schoolwork, so school athlete, so obviously school comes first. I'm working with school on the laptop right now because we can't go to school due to the pandemic that's going on. But yeah, school is first. So I started school Tuesday, and I do school throughout Monday through Friday, and I do school first. Then after I'm done with school, I study, and then I go to the gym.
So it takes a lot to do what you're doing, but you're still a champion. I thought he had brought these belts, but he actually won the belts. So, Akeem, thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Akeem Robinson, who's the current champion, and this is how he handles popularity and getting in condition. We get one more shot, and thank you for coming on, Akeem.
Thank you.
I'm Doug Patterson,
I'm Wilkins Santiago.
and we'll be right back to you, and we're going to talk to you about health and conditioning with Get It On with Wilkins Santiago. We'll be right back.
Everyone, welcome to Getting It On. I'm Wilkins Santiago. I'm a cardio boxing fitness instructor at title-boxing-club-westlake. Being a former boxer, I know how important it is to be in condition. As a trainer, I love to help everyone get in shape. Conditioning is the first step. I work with clients on flexibility, strengthening, core, agility, and various other workouts. Flexibility makes you feel more mobile. We incorporate stretching of the major muscle group. I'm going to touch on agility with you guys today, which is fast-paced movements of different workouts as far as sprints, light jump roping, fast twitch workouts, as movement and stuff like that. As far as the upper body goes, we can use hand weights to incorporate speed as well. Different movements on the upper body, making sure your core is at work, nice slipping and stuff like that. It'll be great all around for everyone out there. Speed, similar to agility, we do various workouts, especially with the feet. Feet are one of the most important part when it comes to speed. I usually like to use ankle weights to incorporate, making sure I'm moving people at fast paces. Also, I like to use ladder drills as well as we went back to agility as well. Another way that I like to use speed is putting on the vest. A heavy vest as far as with weight on, it'll help your speed, learn how to move, learn how to take fast-paced, quick routes. And speed is a great way to help your workout all the way around. So there's a few components that I'm going to touch on today for strengthening. Some of them are leg drills, some of them are upper body drills as well, and core drills. One of the leg drills that I like to incorporate in my workouts are basic squats, making sure you focus your weight on the back of the heel, and making sure your back is nice and strong, core is tight. Nice drills, making sure you get deep breaths while you're doing the core workouts. Another workout I like to incorporate are back lunges or forward lunges. A few other workouts, and we also do curtsy lunges. Keep the back nice and straight, get a good turn on the lower body. And for upper body strengthening, I like to do a lot of hand weights, upper body butterflies, shadow boxing with weights, and last but not least, the core. One of the most important parts of a workout for full body strength is core workouts. And like I said, planks are one of the main ones that we use. As for a plank, you want to make sure that when you get down on the ground, your body's nice and straight, back is aligned with your shoulders, core's tight at the whole time, and making sure you're breathing properly. If you really want to get fancy with your planks, there's different ways that you can do them. One of the best ways I feel that it helps you strengthen your core, it's a plank workout that I use at my club, at my gym, at title-boxing-club-westlake, is you get on the ground, make sure the body's nice and level. Both elbows are on the ground, feet are shoulder width apart. The elbow that's down on the ground, you're going to lift that side of the foot up, while the opposite side of the hand is up in the air. So you have one elbow down, one foot's on the ground, body's nice and tight. Core's obviously nice and tight right now. Making sure you breathe deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Great workout there. And we also do crunches. There's various ways of crunches you can do as well, depending on where you're at with your body level. I usually like to lay back, shoulders are high, making sure the core's tight. Feet are up, toes are pointed in, hands behind the back of the head, making sure you're breathing nice and smooth. Or if you want to excel another level, we can go in and out, Or you can do single for the side obliques. Elbow to the knee. Same thing, keeping the core tight. Flip the side. Or we can go into doing some of these. I forgot what they're called. Alright everyone, this is it for Getting It On. I hope you guys gained some knowledge today. If you guys would like to learn more, come see me at Title-Boxing-Club-Westlake, 30691 Detroit Road. The zip code is 44145. Also, my number is 440-541-1237. 440-541-1237. I'm Wilkins Santiago. I'll see you guys next time.
This is Ron Warner, and welcome to the world of boxing, one of the greatest sports ever created. But there's also a side that you must be very careful of. So regardless, if you're an amateur or an aspiring pro, simply reach out to us. Any questions, concerns, feel free to contact us. Zero obligations, zero commitment. We are here. We're here to help. We've had years and years of experiences on so many different levels, and we just want to make sure that you don't make the mistakes that many others have. So again, thank you. Keep those hands up and keep boxing.
Welcome back to Boxing Then and Now, the true story. We talked about past champions, we talked about current champions, but now let's talk about rising stars. Right now we have William Jackson. Welcome, William.
Hello, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Thanks for having me.
When we say rising star, we're talking about people we know to be for potential. So how long have you been boxing?
Really, I started at age 19.
How old are you now?
I'm 22, but the
22?
thing is, I only been working with a trainer for like 2 months now.
Okay.
It was just like I was just going to spar and everything like that. So really 2 months with a trainer.
And who do you train with?
Coach Ali at Team DNA Boxing.
Oh, there's another DNA boxing. They bringing some out. I was at DNA boxing about a couple weeks ago, and I was watching you spar, and I was impressed with it. I said, hey, it could be an up-and-coming star. And I've been refereeing for about 40 years now, and I can recognize certain talents. And for you only be there 2 months, you were doing pretty good. I've seen some things that you might make some adjustments with, but otherwise than that, you were pretty much there. So what inspired you to get into boxing?
Well, really, my 12th grade year, I was eligible to play basketball. I'm really a basketball player.
For what school?
For I was at San Bernardino Valley College, but this when I was in high school.
Okay.
At Lida High School in Lima, Ohio.
Okay.
So I went there. I needed to do something in the meantime, so I couldn't play ball. So my friends, I asked them like, yeah, I wanted to get into boxing and stay in shape. So I got there, started hitting the bag. And then I was just there for conditioning, and my coach, he pretty much made me start the train and everything.
You started seeing the things that I was looking at. Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
So who's your favorite boxer?
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones Jr. Did you get ready to have that fight, or did they have that already with Tyson?
No, I think
They pushed it back. It was supposed to be September 12th. They pushed it back. So what did you like about Roy Jones Jr.? What inspired you for that?
Well, me and him both real fast, you know. And
oh, you fast, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a gift, but we natural fighters, so that's what kind of, that's what I get compared to a lot and everything like that, so I just became my favorite fighter, you know.
Reflexes, huh?
Yeah.
Reflexes. So, Wilkins, what do you got to ask about William? Because this is some things that, are you orthodox or southpaw? What are you?
Southpaw.
Oh, now we got a southpaw,
Yeah,
Wilkins.
yeah.
Talk about the southpaw.
So, being a southpaw, you know, that everything starts off, obviously, the right side, being your jab side. What are some of the steps you take as far as setting up some of your shots and stuff like that? How do you basically go into a ring? What do you do to prepare, first and foremost, for a fight?
One thing I struggle with is my conditioning. You know, that's important. That's what I'm learning and everything like that. So I like to eat healthy. Like, I don't eat meat. You know, I'm a vegetarian / vegan and everything like that. So mainly my mental and everything, getting that together and just making sure I'm in shape. You know, a lot of praying, of course, you know, and that's what I do to prepare for it.
So if people inspire you now to keep boxing, what is your support like?
My family, for real, like my cousin, he boxed at DNA also, so, you know, we inspire each other. We push
What's
each
his
other
name?
to go harder. Willie Hardy.
Okay, Willie Hardy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you seen how people became champions. You seen how people were champions. What do you think you need to do in order to be a champion? And if you don't become a champion, which we hope you do, what are you going to do as far as your life? You got other things planned?
Yeah. Well, what I need to do is make sure I'm focused, of course, and make sure I stay humble and everything, and start staying at the drawing board, you know, so like to better myself. And if I don't become champion, I mean, I'm continue to play basketball.
Well, if you don't become it, you don't play basketball. Do you have something else in life that you could do if it's not related to sports?
Business aspect.
Okay, business.
So,
You like a lot of business and so forth like that?
yes, sir. A lot of real estate. There's a lot of money in that.
Okay, okay.
So,
You
you know,
money like that. So
Yeah.
you've been boxing for a while. And you decided to go into it because you was having problems in school and things that nature. You think you're on the right track now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got any fights coming up that you know of?
Hopefully in November. My coach talk about November.
Oh, the November 21st fight.
Yeah, I think
LaSalle.
so.
Okay, yeah, that's the
yeah.
one that Wilkins and us are going to be doing LaSalle Theater November 21st.
Right.
That's going to be good. It's going to be video also live stream, so
Okay.
people get a chance to maybe look at you. You got to tell your family to take a look at it because the limited ticket sales because of the social distancing. So when tickets go on sale starting on the 15th of next week, you need to tell them to jump on that real quick if they want to come and support you. But we see that you're trying to get in there. You're softball boxers. Anything special as a softball that you go against orthodox, or have you learned that game yet, as far as your footwork and movement and things of that nature?
I mean, I really don't know. It all feel the same to me, fighting southpaw, orthodox. I think that's a gift of mine that God blessed me with. Like, it feel the same. Like.
So this will be your first fight, so you'll be a sub-novice.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, sub-novice means they never fought before. A novice means they fight under 10 fights, and then open fights of 10 or more. Unless you're 18 years old, then you're going to be an open fighter anyway. So you got you start off with one and a half. No, you start off with 2 minutes, and then you get up to your 3-minute round. So conditioning is very important, and we're going to talk about that. And we have talked about that with title boxing. How important it is to get in conditioning. Because not only do you have to be in conditioning at the gym where you work out at, but you can also get in conditioning by going maybe to title boxing and do a little bit more.
Yes,
And you're going to talk to Wilkins about that afterwards. He can try to help you because I see health and condition is very important, and that's what title boxing help you to do. Anything else you got to add?
Yeah, definitely. How you preparing yourself daily? Like, what's your training like?
Well, I have a strength and conditioning coach right now. His name is trainer Coach TT.
Okay.
And
Is that from the same gym you're?
No, he's on Euclid, but he's the a coach for Heights football team,
Okay.
and he's in charge of the strength and conditioning over there. Okay. So I go over there around 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Then I jog, and I go to boxing every day at 6. You know, so.
What weight class you're deciding to compete in,
hopefully like 165, like around there.
Yeah. That's middleweight.
Big boy, yeah. Middleweight, yeah. It's got the height
That's
for
a tough
it.
division. That's a tough division.
165.
They had a 165 Charles Conlon that went into the Olympic trials in 2016. So that's a tough weight class to get involved with that stuff, and you end up with Pacquiao and Sean from Cleveland. Porter and so forth. I refereed his first fight ever
And we got
here in Cleveland.
Terrell Gaucher as well.
Terrell Gaucher. I mean, it's a lot of fighters from Cleveland that became champions. So hopefully we see you there as a champion in the future.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about this, and that was your rising star. We talked about past champions. We talked about current champions. And next show, we're going to talk again past, present, and rising stars. If you want to sponsor or advertise on this show, call me, Doug Patterson, 216-543-2903. You can even get a King of the Ring t-shirt. And once you get a King of the Ring t-shirt, if you pay at the door, you'll get a $5 discount on all tickets in advance. Right now, the show coming up November the 21st, limited tickets on sale because of social distancing. You can go to p+p.ticketleaf.com. That's p+p.ticketleaf.com. You want to see this show? You go on to KingofTheRingBoxing.tv. And we'll see you next time on Boxing Then and Now, the True Story. Thank you very much, Wilkins. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. We'll see you down there. Good luck to you. Take care.
I'm Doug Patterson.
I'm Wilkins Santiago. We hope to see you on November 21st at LaSalle Theater.